In episode 1 we took a look at the 80-inch offerings from Oxford in the 1/76 scale. In this episode we're going to move on to the 88-inch variants, and these have seen far more releases, so it'll probably take 2 episodes to cover the lot. So as usual, we'll take these in strict catalogue order, and the first one we come to is 76 LAN 188001, and it's down as a civil defence. Now this is wearing the dark green livery all over. It is a hardtop and its registration number is SXF455. And again, it is a series 1, as all these are in this series. Nicely applied details, the gold writing spelling out which regiment it is, and overall a really nice vehicle. The green is common to many of these models, so this is where your registration number would come in useful if you needed to identify it without any paperwork, etc. All the models in this section run consecutively with reference to the catalogue numbers. There are no gaps that haven't been allocated. So this one is 76 LAN 188002, and it is listed as Sand Military. Now this one bears a very strong resemblance to one of the 80-inch versions that we looked at in the last video, but this one can easily be defined by the H on the doors and the registration number HVS447. In common with most of the military vehicles, this one has its wheels finished in the main body colour, and the soft top on this is not overly detailed, but adequate nevertheless. Our next subject comes in the form of this flat top in dark green, and it comes up as code number 76 LAN 188003. Now if this one looks rather familiar, it's very similar to the 80-inch version, only this one features an upright windscreen and is shown as an open top. It runs with the registration number UKE80. Now, as with the previous model in the 80-inch series, don't attempt to move the windscreen. They're fixed in position and they don't like it. They do tend to look rather thick, but I should imagine this is a trade-off to ensure that they aren't broken at the first time of handling. All the details inside are the same as the previous one. This one you would probably struggle to fit onto the transporter we discussed in the previous video. We are back to the hardtop for this next one, and this is in the red livery of the post office. Now it comes up as code 76 LAN 188004, and it's down as Royal Mail. It runs with the registration number SKH193, and as you can see, the event panel and wheels are both in the body colour of red. The Royal Mail markings are nicely picked out, and the bright work around the doors is equally well depicted. You'll find we come across 1 or 2 Royal Mail models in the series, so that's a nice one to add to what could be a growing collection. We're sticking with the hardtop theme for this next one, and its catalogue details are 76 LAN 188005, and it's shown as a Land Rover Series 1 88-inch hardtop. Now the blue livery on this one, it looks rather smart, especially with the band of white or cream across the middle of it. Its registration number, for those who are interested, is SXF820. A lot of the detailing, again, is quite nice with windscreen wiper, etc. The spare wheel is absent on this one, as it was in the previous, the assumption being it's carried on board somewhere in the vehicle. A nice amber beacon to the top, so suggests this would be some sort of recovery vehicle or something of that nature. Another nice looking one with nice clear printing. So let's move on to the next. Another hardtop, this one, and it's in the dark green, and it is code 76LAN188006, and it's a post office telephones, green. This is a livery that you're going to see on one or two models in this range. Its registration number is PG0997. This one does feature a spare wheel, and again they're all painted in the same colour as the body, which really does set off the Land Rover quite nicely. A hard top, and also picked out in the same colour. Not a lot much else to say about this one, but nevertheless it is quite a nice vehicle with a quite simple livery. Next up is this dark blue liveried police vehicle, and its details are 76LAN188007, and it is listed as the Liverpool City Police. We've not seen many police vehicles in this review up to press, so this one comes as a welcome change. Its registration number, for those who are interested, is SKC860. No spare wheel on this one, and quite bizarrely it has a ladder on the roof. Quite what the police would want with one. I think it's more for somebody going equipped for burglary, but never mind. Nice, really simple livery with just the words police on it. No blue lights, of course, in them days. And really nice, smart vehicle. Detailing the ladder is quite nice. Obviously, the spare wheel must be stowed away in the back somewhere. Our next subject is this green canvas top. The code number is 76LAN188008, and it is a Civil Defence Corps Land Rover canvas. This is our second visit to the Civil Defence Corps, and this time we have a soft top version with all the decaling pretty much as it was in the first video, first Land Rover we saw, should I say. Its registration number is SFX582. All the details are there, all the markings are very nicely picked out. A plain canvas on the top, and again a rather nice looking model. Spare wheel this time mounted on the bonnet. Best place for them in my opinion, but never mind. Not much else to say about this one, so we'll move on to the next. This one has a very similar livery to the previous one, and its code, just for the record, is 76LAN188009, and it's a bronze green Land Rover 88-inch canvas. Now this one is virtually the same as the previous model. The canvas is just a slightly darker shade, and it's devoid of all decals, etc. Its registration number is HJD 202. So this would put it as a civilian vehicle, just for general road usage by the general public. It's possible it wasn't supposed to be an unmarked military vehicle, but probably just it was as easy to use the paint, etc., from the factory to produce a few for road going purposes. Everything's pretty much as the previous one. Again, really nice. This would look good on a model railway. I should imagine if they're not in a display cabinet, that's where they would end up. We now come to our last model for this particular video, and it is code number 76 LAN 188010, and it's listed as the Canvas Rover Fire Brigade. Now it's all over red livery, really nice. The registration number is SWD 282. Now, if you haven't got a box, like we don't have for this one, or the cardboard information sleeve, should I say, it can be difficult identifying a model. This one wouldn't be too bad because it's got rover on it, etc. But if it was a plain liveried one, then this is where your number plate comes in and can help you identify it. This particular model features really nice detail in the back with the canvas rolled up to the rear. This is the first in the series we've seen to look like this, and it's just a nice little extra touch. Just before we finish, just a quick word on some of the fitting of the canvases and the upper portions to the lower on the body shells. Especially when you're viewing on a large screen computer, some of these look really odd with big gaps. Last night I stripped one down, and they're only held together by a screw, and it was dead easy just to reposition things and put them back. It's just a case that they weren't lined up properly in the factory. It's not every one, it's just occasionally you come across one. And where the tyres are slightly off centre, you can square them up using a cocktail stick or something of that nature. Anyway, I hope this has all helped. We'll see in part 2 where we'll continue with these 88-inch versions. So until then, happy collecting.